Hello. Hello, everyone in the virtual world. Good evening, and thank you for joining me to celebrate in the honor of performing something called the Healing Sessions. Right now, I would like to introduce the band before I go any further to describe what the Healing Sessions is about. On piano, we have Miki Hayama. I hear you clapping in virtual land. On bass, we have Nimrod Speaks. Woo. And my name is Shirazette Tinnin. You just listened to two of my original compositions, which are inspired by a lot of different genres that I've played over my 20 years of, well, actually longer than that, of playing drums. But I've had a while of experience, and I finally feel confident enough, thanks to Make Jazz Fellowship, to write new music. I was there, and there is Santa Monica, California, to be exact, where I was writing new music, and I started on February 3rd of 2020. I'm getting my dates mixed up. Right before COVID-19 hit. I was there in Santa Monica at 18th Street Arts Center, where I was funded graciously by Herb Alpert Foundation. And out of that funding was a grant. I won that grant. Thank you, Anurada, for choosing me. Thank you to Mika Reed for suggesting me. And thank you to everyone else who made that voting possible so that I could win. Anyway, so the first tune that you listened to was called The Blues is Calling, but I'm Not Gonna Answer. And that tune is basically based off of the time that I spent in solitude writing in my loft at 18th Street Arts Center. There were tears, there was joy, there was laughter, there was walks and runs to the beach. I experienced Malibu while I was there. It was a beautiful experience. And instead of it being a long enough experience, 18th Street Arts Center decided to collab with me to finish the project here in New York. So hello everyone at the world stage. I apologize graciously for not being able to be there, but I hope you're viewing from the world stage. Thank you. Thank you, world stage. I hope I get to perform with my trio in the future, as soon as we're all safe and sound. The second tune that I wrote is called Weeping Pillow. Like I said, while I was writing in my loft in solitude, I had enough time to reflect. And that reflection was upon the recent loss of my mom, which happened June 4th, 2019, and my dad, 2016 of April. 2016 of April, yes. So I lost my dad 3 years ago, actually 4 years ago now, and my mom just about a year and a half ago. So Weeping Pillow is exactly what it is described to be. It's about the joy of mourning and the sadness of mourning. And for anyone who's lost a parent or parents, that difficulty of acceptance never goes away. However, I decided to write a tune about it, and it basically travels through all of those different processes that you go through, ending into acceptance at the end, which you heard with my drum solo. So we have one more tune for you, but I'd like to explain what the rest of the night will entitle. Basically, you are experiencing the trio for the Healing Sessions. However, I had released a new album called Sonic WallPaper, which I had planned on releasing on my mom's birthday, October 19th of 2019. But my mom didn't make it to her birthday, so I decided to pause. And during that pause, I decided to release the album on her passing day, which was June 4th, 2019. So basically, Sonic WallPaper is the fusion project which will come up next after this trio is done. So I pray graciously that you will stick around and enjoy all the videos which will describe to you, while we're in intermission getting everything ready behind the scenes, how the whole process happened. You'll get to experience me being in California. You'll get to see how the making of the band of Sonic WallPaper happened, as well as a trio. And I didn't mention this before, but I had a very, very special guest come into the recording session with us. And that very special guest, who could not be here tonight, is Christian McBride on bass. So that made Nimrod's day to experience about 4 hours with Christian McBride. I think he enjoyed it more than I did. But anyway, so after this last tune, which is called Embryo, we're going to take an intermission. Do not go anywhere. Check out all the little insert videos that'll keep you informed of what's going on, and we'll be back. So one more tune, break, next band. Thank you. I'm here for my fellowship, and Shauna Tucker is here for her tour in Southern California. It never rains in Southern California.
I see you when you get there.
And I just made a new friend. Tell me your name again.
At 919 BTB Brian the Barber. What's
Hey, and he's from
going on, y'all? Raleigh, North Carolina.
North Carolina represent.
NC in the
Go,
house.
go, 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 go. And just very quickly, I'm here for my residency, for my fellowship. I have been blessed with the opportunity, and it's official. Crazy, right?
With her name on the door. Her name on the door. On the door. Also look at our truck.
And look at
Also
this.
look at this foolishness.
Whoa! All we gotta do is take the top off, and it's on. So, I've been working on final touches for tomorrow's recording session, which will follow my mom's birthday. I just put new heads on my drums and got my LP cajon out there. So tomorrow I'm going in the studio to complete a portion of my Make Jazz Fellowship that I was granted the honor of being blessed with before COVID hit. I was in California, Santa Monica, California, and I was writing. I had my own loft. I would run and walk to the beach, come back, write music, cry a little bit, think about my mom, my dad, my siblings, and, you know, a lot of changes that happened in my life. And this fellowship was supposed to be 90 days, and it only ended up being about almost 30 days and some change. While it was going on, I was in therapy because I had a crazy car accident where my car got totaled, but thank God I only had to do therapy for a few months on my shoulders. Scary as a drummer, but I'm doing very well. And so anyway, I am putting together this footage to share with you guys with my show that's going to happen to also complete the final part of my Herb Alpert Make Jazz Fellowship granted to me by 18th Street. Thank you, Jan Williamson. Thank you, Sue Yank. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Haroon. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for everyone. Tamika, everybody that believed in this project and helped me to be nominated. I thank you. I am excited, and tomorrow will be awesome because I am going to get to record, with my trio, plus a special guest, Christian McBride. So more to come tomorrow. Right now, it's 9:49 p.m. and I'm printing off new prints of the music with corrections that I had with the band we rehearsed on Wednesday. So I'm gonna print them off clean, lay everything out alphabetically, and tomorrow we hit at 11 a.m. I'm gonna arrive at the studio at 10 a.m. All right, see you tomorrow. Hey y'all, we have arrived to the studio. I'm going back to the car to grab a mount that I forgot that I need for my drums. And yeah, it's right there. Gonna grab it. I need it for my tom so we can get things happening. All right, so I'm excited and looking forward to making music today. Nimrod and Miki are here as well, and Christian McBride will be here around 11. All righty. Whoop, 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 whoop. Going in. Going down the stairs.
So, you know, we've got all logos.
This is everybody. Say hello.
Hello.
This is Nimrod. This is Miki.
Hey.
We are setting up. All right. You guys got anything you want to say before we start?
We are ready.
I'm on fire.
You're on fire. She on fire. Here you will see the percussion room, the area where my drum set by Canopus and my cymbals by Sabian are set up. And the other band members are warming up and getting comfortable. Now we're going to move into the room where the recording happens. This is the board at T-Neck Sound Studios, and my engineer is Dave Kowalski. As you can see, it's a nice, comfortable room. They've been taking very good care of us, and you just got a full 360 view of that. There's Dave Kowalski himself, getting everything prepped and making it happen. He's so organized, and this is his assistant, and we're also doing a professional video. That's Christian McBride warming up on bow, because my first tune called Rest in Love feature 2 basses. Nimrod Speaks is in the second beat. They'll be playing in and out in unison. Right now you see me testing the drums, and now we're switching over to Miki Hayama. Nimrod Speaks is just walking to the left there, getting in the second booth. Miki is an amazing player. I've known her for about 10 years of my 11 living in New York. I'm honored to have her on this project with me, and it was just fitting to have her play in this trio. Right now we're testing out and seeing what it sounds like with our first try of Rest in Love, which I wrote for my parents. Now we're shifting to Christian McBride, who is playing his pizzicatas, and now we're going back into my room. I'm complimenting with the brushes and really trying to make my support happen for this song that I wrote. It's kind of abstract. It's written in 3 different parts. It has a 3/4 part, then it goes into you can think of it as a classical movement. It's got different movements within the tune, like movement A, movement B, movement C, and it never goes back to the beginning. Now we go back and hear Christian McBride bowing. He has such a beautiful sound. And I had the honor of meeting Christian McBride for the first time in Umbria Jazz Festival about 5 years ago, and I was brave enough to ask him, after seeing him for the second time, if he would join my trio and record with me. Now we're back to Miki Hayama. Like I said again, she's an amazing player. I've played with Miki Hayama in so many different environments, and it's been amazing. We're switching back to Christian McBride. And he's doing an amazing job of reading my chart. It makes me feel good to know that my chart was well written enough for Christian McBride to not have any issues. That means my game has stepped up a lot. Now we're getting a different view. If you didn't know, I'm endorsed by Canopus drums and Sabian cymbals. It's very hot in there with that mask on. And just take a listen and enjoy the ride right now. I'm going to stop talking for a little bit. So this is the behind the scenes. Thank you. I want to go ahead and say thank you to 18th Street Art Center, Herb Alpha Foundation, T-Neck Sound, for making all of this possible and safe for everybody involved. We are in the midst of COVID, and it's still going on. I feel like we had a really fun time recording this project. This is the third movement that I was talking about that is really super energized. Again, this is Rest in Love, a tune I wrote for my parents. You see to the left side view of everybody
digging in and playing their parts. Doing their thing. It's been an amazing time. Now we're going to shift and go to a tune that I wrote called Renewed Soul. Right now I'm walking over the part with Miki to make sure that my chords and my melody line up the way I wanted it to write. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced finale. Miki's taking an amazing little solo, not little solo, I should say big solo within this tune, Renewed Soul. And Christian McBride was on bass for this. Now we're going to shift into the studio room. And I just would like for you to enjoy the song of this track. And that's Dave Kowalski doing his thing, and everybody is listening back to see how well we did. I'm just playing around with some colors right now, trying to figure out if I like these sounds. When I'm in the studio, I always like to do a trial run to see what colors of my cymbals match up with what's happening within the band. Sometimes some colors don't really line up the way you think they would. As far as using the mallet technique, I thought the mallet technique would add a nice color and flavor to this tune, which is called Thumper's Journey. Oh, watch out for the bass drum. Don't get swallowed by the bass drum. No! Thumper's Journey, which is what you're listening to right now, was one of my favorite songs that I wrote in the studio, and I feel as though the trio executed it very well. Take a listen and enjoy for yourself. The expectation is to have this new album that I'm recording through the Herb Alpert Foundation to be available by next year or the year after. No later than 2022 is the goal. It's all going to be determined with what happens with COVID. Here's a little snippet of a drum solo on one of the takes for Renewed Soul. You're gonna hear me going in, and yep, we make mistakes too. Please enjoy, just keep listening on for a little bit. I want you to have an idea of what to expect. Welcome to the evolution
talk to me.
Shirazette and Sonic
We almost forgot the most
in order
important
to
ingredient.
fully understand
Yes.
the dynamic of why this band exists.
Look
is
at
to
it.
meet my parents first.
Potato salad
They were
is
both
ready.
cooks, and they were both musicians. My dad was a vocalist, and my mom played trombone and also sang. This is
Merry
my
Christmas,
parents and my
Happy New
ex-fiancé.
Rockefeller Center.
Spending Christmas in Rockefeller. And so many things were great. I took them to the Mayor Vieira show when I was on there performing. That's me playing drums. It's also good to understand that I wanted to have my own. here, I would love
I've
for
lost-
you to just listen to me talk about
I think
the
like
story
9
of
members
how
in my family.
I wrote the songs with Sonic.
And it started with my
Please
aunt,
enjoy.
and then my cousin, and then it just kind of like domino effect. Like it just kept being like boom, 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 like every other month. And I'm gonna make y'all sad for a little bit, but I promise this music is gonna bring you up. But you have to understand where this Sonic WallPaper is coming from. So my Aunt Josephine, I'm from North Carolina, so I'm super Southern. I used to go to her house when I was a kid, when I had no food to eat. I would go to her house. When my parents were working day and night, and I hardly ever got to see them, I would be at my aunt's house. So when my Aunt Josephine passed, we call her Aunt Jap. It was really hard. But what I didn't expect was for my closest cousin, my gay cousin, and it's really important because she was a few years younger than me, but it was always me and her, and we had this connection because we were both gay. We were both like the babies in the family, and we were both the only ones who moved away from home. Like we left everything to better ourselves. We were the only ones to be the first to graduate from college in our intermediate family. She went on to be an amazing, can you turn the snare off for me, please? That's snare, Joe. She went on to be an amazing engineer who was working for Shell in Texas. But what I didn't realize is how much information she wasn't telling me. And I didn't know that she was having issues with who she was. So because of that, she had tried to commit suicide. And it didn't work out the first time. But I didn't know any of this until after the fact. So the second time she committed suicide, she did it with a gun. And she executed it. And unfortunately, it happened 2 weeks before the first release of my CD. So I had to go home to North Carolina, deal with that, and then come back a couple of days before the show. After that, my dad's brother, who we saw at my cousin's funeral, just committed suicide, was battling cancer. He had a trach, and he literally came to the wake with like nothing but his nursing clothing on, and I hadn't seen my uncle in like years. I didn't realize how bad the cancer had taken his body. So I hugged him, and I didn't realize it would be the last time I saw him. He died a week later. 2-3 weeks after that, my uncle, who's the father of my cousin who committed suicide, he died of a heart attack. And we think it was because of a broken heart, even though he was already having issues with his heart. We think the loss of his daughter, the only daughter he had, put him over the edge. It's gonna get darker. A couple of months after that, I found out that my dad had cancer. And my dad's a vocalist, and the cancer was in his throat. So for the next 6 months, I would go to North Carolina like almost every month and help him and my mom rehab. And for those of you who don't know, insurance is not enough. It's just not enough. Like, it takes a lot of work. Like, you have to go above and beyond. My parents were getting money from everywhere. Like, the hospitals were giving them gas cards because they had to go every day. There wasn't enough housing for them to stay down there. My dad had to be on certain meds, and this was his first battle with cancer. So he did a lot of radiation, and he went 6 days a week for 3 months straight. And I was there every month, and when Toya could be there, she would be there with me, and she has been very supportive through all of it. So by that time, I'm really feeling it, and I'm like, okay, but we feel like he's gonna make it through. He only has to do radiation, which sounds like only, but in comparison to chemo, it's very light. He couldn't handle the chemo, so they only gave him radiation. 6 months later, his cancer is in remission. Everything's good, but me, I'm struggling. So I'm like, okay, I need work to pick up. It's a battle.
I'm thinking about joining the circus to get money, literally. So I started auditioning for companies like Cirque du Soleil because I'm like, I might have to move back to take care of my family. I don't know what I need to do. I'm in a relationship, I'm engaged, what's going on? Life is feeling crazy. My parents don't have life insurance. I might have to like super step up and take care of them. It's a lot of pressure. So he goes into remission, and lo and behold, I get this wonderful gig with the Meredith Vieira show, which keeps me here. Literally, I got the gig, got the call. The day later, I was recording on TV. I had that gig up through May. During that time, my dad's in remission. By the time I meet this young lady, Shayna Small, she asked me through email to play at Les Poisson Rouge with her. And I was driving back from North Carolina the day I had rehearsal with her, is when I found out after a year in remission, my dad had cancer again. And this time it's in his lung. So it's heavy. I've been driving all night, but I'll make sure I'm at her rehearsal. I learn her music. A week later is the show, and a couple hours before her show, I get a phone call that tells me I'm no longer a part of the Meredith Vieira show. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess my plans are changed for the summer. And it's funny because she was a little worried. She was like, this is what she said after the fact. She was like, yo, is you gonna stay for my gig or she's gonna bail out? That's a lot of pressure. But you know, she didn't tell me that she thought that until like recently. But I don't blame her for thinking that, because that was a lot. That was a lot of stuff. So from the start of finding out that my dad has cancer again, I'm like, oh shit, we gotta get him insurance. We gotta get him life insurance. I started gigging a whole lot more, but I realized that what they need financially, I can't do it with just my gigs alone. So I applied to Apple. So for the next almost year, my life looks like this. Once a month, or maybe 2 times out of each month, I'm driving to North Carolina. I'm working Apple Thursday through Sunday, and I drive to North Carolina Sunday night, and Monday through Wednesday, I'm in North Carolina. If I get a phone call that seems like my dad is about to leave us, we go down, or I go down by myself, because she has a 9-to-5, so she can't leave her 9-to-5. And to make it really, like, real for you, we were at a concert watching Jasmine Sullivan. We got a phone call that he wanted to see me. So right after the concert, we left at midnight and drove all the way to North Carolina. Stayed for like a day or 2 and came back. I even had to take a leave of absence from Apple for a little while, and they were supportive. And this was the vicious cycle from May through April 2016. So May 2015 through April 2016 was this cycle. I'm not lying to you. I was there every month. So everything that I made on the Meredith Vieira show, I poured into making sure I was there for my mom and my dad. Because my mom didn't sleep. My dad couldn't talk. So in order to communicate with us, he had to have a cowbell. So he'd be bang, lang, 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 lang. It'd be like 3 a.m.
It's important to know
I'm being
that
very graphic for you
before
because these
my
next
band was
tunes
playing out into venues,
are really about
I would host
that
living room
travel.
sessions
And,
in my old apartment.
It's
in
been
Brooklyn,
really intense, but out of
Franklin
it, I think
and
some
Brewood.
beautiful music has come
And then
about.
we finally, after a year
And-
of performing, were able to
And
migrate
relationships,
into
definitely. So,
a restaurant around
you
the
know,
corner
I really
called Alice's
discovered
Arbor,
who really
hosted
truly
band
has my
for
back.
just about a year before they closed.
If you want to know if somebody really loves and cares for you, they have to be around you when you're at your lowest, not when you're at your highest. Because being at your highest is easy, but being at your lowest is not at all. We're gonna start this first song called Cards That Life Can Deal. And the day that I recorded this song,
somebody stole my laptop out my car in North Carolina in my driveway. And it prevented me from finishing my album sooner because I lost all my software. And I was just like, really? You could have the wallet. You didn't have to take my laptop. Especially since you brought it back 3 months later, threw it in a ditch in the snow, allowed me to find it with the computer still in the bag, molded, rusted, and I couldn't use it anymore. So I hope that this story, you realize that no matter what you go through, nothing can hold you down. And when shit gets real, you need people there for you that are gonna ride or die for you, no matter what. So the majority of the people in this room that I actually know are my ride or die people. So you're very important to me. You wouldn't be in this house if you weren't. And thank you for inviting your friends. And here is Sonic WallPaper.
Next
So,
up, we're preparing for
we
a
are here at
rehearsal,
rehearsal.
and
Where
I'm
you going?
messing with my vocalist, Steffani Christian.
You hear that attitude all the time. Shayna.
We're all like a big happy family. Arco, Nimrod, everyone.
We're working on my music. I am so
Shayna
happy
Small,
and
the
fortunate
vocals.
to have a band like
As
this.
well.
They're amazing. No matter what,
We were prepping for
They
a gig
show
that
up.
we had the next day.
we're gonna show out tomorrow. Arco was humble enough to let us use her home, her instruments. It's gonna be live. Say something else.
Something else.
That's what you have to look forward to on Friday. Say something else.
Something else.
Up next, we're performing at the Pittsburgh Jazz Live Festival. It was an honor to get to play. It was the first time that she was at the Sonic WallPaper Jazz Festival. It's such a honor.
Thank you. Shirazette Tinnin, and she has a band called Sonic WallPaper. Let me tell you about Shirazette. She is a drummer, personally, that I think has extraordinary talents. And she's not only a drummer, she's also a percussionist. She's put together a band that mixes soul and jazz in a contemporary way that just makes audiences really feel the groove. I saw her at the Pittsburgh Jazz Festival, and she had them rocking. It was just so much fun. So put your seatbelt on and get ready for Shirazette and Sonic WallPaper.
Welcome to the process of creating the live stream show. Right now you're witnessing Katty Rodriguez, me, Ellis, and Chanon Jr. Setting up for a preliminary run of my jazz festival. That's Joey, my mentee. We're doing a trial with the Led by the Drum Festival in order to prepare for the live stream show to complete for Make Jazz Fellowship. It has been a very detailed and kind of intense process being the producer and director of a festival and first year festival as a trial to see how things will happen for my fellowship completion. For those of you that are just tuning in and don't understand what's going on, this is the behind the scenes, and I'm walking you through what the process is and what it takes to make a live stream production occur. It was a lot of detail, computers, technology, discussions, sound checks without my band involved. Just
I see what you mean about the
troubleshooting
Zoom.
and things that usually I don't have to think about. So I am going to be truthful that I had no idea of what I was doing or what I was getting into with this process. But I will say the outcome has been amazing, and I'm so happy to have been able to do something like this. My experiences with being on NBC with television production helped me a little bit, but I have to say that Katty Rodriguez truly helped enlighten the process for me, as well as Christchurch, Bronxville, Father Bird, Ellis, Michael, because COVID has made everyone alter their mindsets and learn new things. So just when you think you have stopped learning or you can't grow or can't learn a new technology,
the church alone had to learn how to keep things going without people in the seats to experience a live sermon. So
Ellis,
a lot of the technology
you're
and things
a
that
computer
have been
guru.
learned since March is part of why this process, in all likelihood, has been a lot easier. It could have been a lot more difficult if I wasn't blessed with the people that were willing to step outside of their normal role and participate. So I'm very thankful, and I wanted to say that I'm grateful. But anyway, I want you to just, this is Ellis.
This is Michael.
That's Michael.
He just got invited to do everything. And he
And
just
I
came
couldn't be
in.
happier.
And he couldn't be happier.
Over here I'm
Sean.
walking. This is the
Sean
lighting
is the lighting
manager.
man.
His name is Sean.
You hear that little
And
bundle
if,
Joey
as
on
you
the
can
stage
see,
talking out
before the
loud?
band even arrived, we put up faces of everyone that would be on stage.
All things.
That's Father Bird talking with Kat.
Awesome guy. Great.
And there was a lot of pre-thought being placed. Right now I'm talking with Sean, the lighting guy, with what to expect and how things will be lit for different people of different complexions on stage. Really important, something you don't really think about.
And so then she can live where
This has
all the
truly
way
been amazing
over to
because usually all I have to do is come in and set up a drum kit.
Sweet.
If even that. Usually I'm on the road. This is 18th Street back over in California. They were on the computer just now. They're talking about logistics, and that's another beautiful thing about virtual and technology. We were able to have discussions and have everybody in the room, even if they couldn't be there physically, because we have to follow COVID.
So this is the beautiful
Right now,
crew that is
this is the
making
team
everything
that's
happen.
part of the production system.
They're awesome.
And
This is our mock stage.
so you're viewing the process. This
That's
is my
Charisa.
fusion band, Sonic WallPaper,
That's Steffanie.
and it's going to be really
This is
amazing.
Chanon.
I'm going to stop talking and
Chris.
let you enjoy the rest of the video.
That's Corey.
And please,
Seth.
take it all in.
Nimrod is gonna live there and here. Miki then becomes ArcoIris. So I gotta be real with you. This process has been crazy, but also fun. Learned a lot. And the time of COVID has taught me that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a sound mind and a sound body. So if you trust in your people, these people right here, all things are possible because God sends you angels. So thank you to the Herb Albert Foundation, 18th Street Arts Center, Christ Church, Bronxville, Father Bird, everyone involved, especially Kat, because I love her and she's so tweet and she's my boo-boo head and she tolerates my positives and my negatives. Have a good night.
Please enjoy some write-ups about me, the fellowship. Jazz Times write-up for November. I was featured this month alongside my mentor, Cindy Blackman. And that's my name on the front of the cover. And this is the new album that you can find at iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, or you can purchase a hard copy. Thank you.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Are you completely off the plane?
I got my luggage. I'm down outside.
Okay. All right. We will be there in like 15 to 20.
Okay.
All right. See you soon.
All right.
Hello?
Hey, when are you gonna be here?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Maybe like 15, 20 minutes. Traffic's really bad today.
Yeah, but you knew I was gonna be here at 3:30 or whatever time it is, right?
I did know that, but you know, I didn't get in bed until 5, and I had rehearsal this morning, so I'm just kind of like really behind schedule. I'm so sorry.
Well, you want me to just catch an Uber because I don't feel like waiting at the airport this whole time.
But I'm like over halfway there. You can't be patient.
I can try.
Look,
I don't want to bother.
Can we just talk about this when I get there?
Yeah, just get here as soon as you can. I'm not in the mood.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
How was that?
That was good.
All right.
Yeah! Shout out to Steffanie on the. You want me to just catch Uber? You knew I was gonna be here. Like, yeah, I knew you was gonna be here. That's why I'm in the car on the way there. Okay, that's more scenic shots. I'm getting mad like it's real. I know I'm just gonna be here. Told you I'm in the car.
Oh, that's good if you get mad like it's real.
Maybe that's me.
That means we came across good.
Oh, yeah.
I delivered. Damn, you have a floss.
No.
Should polish my nails, but fuck it.
I ain't taking polish off my nails. I just haven't got around to it yet.
Oh, excuse me. Did you get that on tape?
The sound, probably so, but you know, it's good. I'm just trying to catch. You know, I just want to avoid it at all times. Just avoid it in general.
Hello.
So, when I get there, can you have an attitude with me? And when I go to help you for your bag, like, just, you know, be mean stuff.
Oh, that's not a problem.
Oh, Lord, where's thank you, Steffanie.
You're welcome.
Bye. She said it's not a problem.
She tells me that he's left her all alone. I can't digest her pain. I feel so helpless and ashamed. I never expected to be the one that she would need. If I never stepped up, then where would she be?
I can't look at you because you got. Because I don't want to mess her up because I'm sitting there like, don't smile. Don't smile. Sharizette's looking at you. That was good. This was the spot to have the camera because I've got all types of. Okay.
Okay, good.
Support.
Oh, and Rob. Okay.
This is Sonic WallPaper. This is Sonic WallPaper. Shirazette. She beats. This is Sonic WallPaper. This is Sonic WallPaper. This is Sonic WallPaper. This is Sonic. This is WallPaper. This is Sonic. She beats. She beats.
Hey, this is Mom and Dad calling. Thank you for taking me to the doctor. Thank you for buying me my medicine. I mean, Dad and water and giving us so much. You're such a wonderful daughter. Gonna miss you. Boy, that's why I miss you every time you listen. But I ain't got this time. Pray the Lord with you, okay? Call the next dismissal.
make it hard for me. She tells me that he's left her all alone. I can't digest her pain. I feel so helpless and ashamed. I never expected to be the one that she would need. If I never stepped up, then where would she be? Yeah. Sorry, I've got to leave, got to leave, got to go. Sorry, I've got to leave, got to leave, got to go. Sorry, I've got to leave, got to leave, got to go. Sorry, I've got to leave. Drowning, 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 drowning. 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 My emotions got the best of me. I find myself running from the phone. Life can be too much for me. Now that he's gone, if I never stepped up, then where would she be? Yeah. Sorry, I've got to leave, got to leave, got to go. Sorry, I've got to leave, got to leave, got to go. Sorry, I've got to leave, got to leave, got to go. Sorry, I got to leave, yeah.
Thank you, Ron. This is Mom. I'm calling to let you know that Dad had to go to the hospital tonight. He's over at Elementary. And I'm not feeling good. Call me back if you get this message, okay? Call me back. I'm all right, though. I'm fine. They made me a little nervous, okay? That's all. Call me back.
He looks, she smiles, love shines through. She looks, he smiles, daddy's little girl. Wipe your tears, child, loud we'll heal. That's what he says to daddy's little girl. Don't worry now, life goes on. That's what he says to daddy's little girl. He's gonna fight, he's gonna make it through. This can't take his life. Oh, what would mama do? No, it's not fair. No, it's not right. The cause that life can deal to you. He looks, he smiles, love shines through. She looks, he smiles, that is little girl. Don't worry now, life goes on. That's what he said to daddy's little girl. Now life goes on. That's what he says to daddy's little girl. He's gonna fight, he's gonna make it through. This can't take his life. Oh, what would mama do? No, it's not fair. No, it's not right. The cause that life can deal to you. He's gonna fight, he's gonna make it through. This can't take his life. Oh, what would mama do? No, it's not fair. Oh, it's not right. The cause that life can deal to you. The cause that life can deal. Oh, the cause that life can deal to you. The cause that life can deal to
never know what card you're gonna get, right? You play your deck, you learn your skills to try to pay the bills, and then COVID hits. That's a huge bad deck of cards. However, out of darkness comes light, and I feel as though today has been a symbol of that light and what is left to come of this year. I just ask that everyone, don't take my stories and the inserts that you saw as sadness. Take it as a growth period for me. Everybody goes through it, and I'm gonna continue to go through it. There's always gonna be love and loss. There's always gonna be bad cards and good cards being dealt. It's all about how you play this game of life. And the best thing about playing a game is, at the end of the day, it's all about having fun. So, welcome Mr. Joe Biden and Kamala, or Kamala, depending on where you're from, the north or the south, how you say it. Welcome our first black VP, female black VP. No matter if you're blue or red, we are the United States of America, and united is what we're supposed to be. So stop seeing color and see a person for who they are. Get to know somebody before you paint a picture that doesn't truly represent who they are. All right, here we go.
Little black boy, diamonds take time, pressure and heat make them fine. Little black boy, diamonds take time, pressure and heat, make them fine.
a normal conversation. Why do you wanna fight me? Because I don't seem to agree with every single little thing you do and thing you say. You don't wanna see me who I've become, what we've undone. It doesn't mean just because I disagree that I don't love you and you don't love me too. All I wanna do is see you succeed. Chaos is all that you know. Your fuse is your pain. We can never recover what we throw to the flame. It's only chaos with you. It's only chaos with you. It's only chaos with the way you love me. It's only chaos with you. It's only chaos with you. It's only chaos with the way you love me. It's only chaos with you. It's only chaos with you. It's only chaos with the way you love me. Why do you wanna hurt me? Because I don't seem to have a normal conversation. Why do you wanna fight me? Because I don't seem to agree with every single little thing you do and thing you say. You don't wanna see me for who I become, for what we've undone. It doesn't mean just because I disagree that I don't love you and you don't love me too. All I wanna do is see you succeed. Chaos is all that you know. Your fuel is your pain. We can never recover what we throw to the flames. All I wanna do is see you succeed. Chaos is all that you know. Your fuel is your pain. We can never recover what we throw to the flame.
We can be amazing, but the fire's blazing in the chaos that we're making. We could be amazing, 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 but the fire's blazing in the chaos that you're making. We could be amazing, 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 we could be. 'Cause 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 'cause
Well, we hadn't said much of anything on this set verbally, so I'm just going to take the time to say that was called Money Funk. And before that, I don't remember because all my papers fell on the ground. So it was Chaos, and before Chaos was called Drowning. Before Drowning was Cards That Life Can Deal. And then somebody said, no, you're wrong, but it's the one that has Cards That Life Can Deal in the title. Very quickly before we play some more tunes for you, we have some interludes coming up and then a last song. I would like to say thank you personally to everyone on this stage and everyone that you can't see who's behind the scenes. And I'd like to start with those people first. We have Ellis running cameras along with Father Bird, who is the father of Christ Church in Bronxville. And without this space, this show would not be happening. So I am very grateful. Thank you. We also have Sean that's running lights. We have Eric who's doing the sound, and I know he's doing a marvelous job. We also have a few interns in the house. I'd like to start with Patrick Bird, who is growing up to be an amazing artist himself. He's a bassist, he's classically trained, and he's a jazz bassist as well. And if you're out there, he just auditioned for a bunch of schools. He's gonna make a few schools very, very proud. I feel like he's gonna have a hard choice to make because everybody's gonna want him. If not, they're not the brightest in the bunch. That mean he doesn't belong there. I'd like to move on to a very, very, very special person who is part of another group of people that I get to express myself with, and that's called Urban Bush Women. And I met this group, I think 2 years ago, right, Chanon? Yeah. It was off the grace of Mr. Craig Harris, not to be confused with Alan Harris, who I also play with. And he asked me to play on a gig with him. He walked up to me very boldly. I was nervous because he's experienced, very experienced, and he asked me to play, and I didn't know what I was playing on. And I said yes, and I say yes to a lot of stuff without knowing, which can be scary, and I'm glad I said yes because I got to meet this wonderful dancer and her whole tribe of sisters. They're called Urban Bush Women, and Chanon Judson shared the stage with us tonight with dancing in the first tune, which was Drowning. Moving on to the stage, this lovely lady I've known for a few years now. Her name is Charisa Rowe, and I never can say the last full name properly. Can you say that for me? What's the last? Is it Rouse? Okay, see, I'm always nervous. She plays viola, violin, she sings, and she's named the Violin Diva, right? Yes, okay, cool. We're gonna come on over in an arc, which is quite cool because the next person is Arco. I met Arco about like 7 years ago with Mimi Jones. I don't call her that. I call her Miriam Sullivan, but her stage name is Mimi Jones. And Arco was so quiet at first, didn't say much to anybody when I first met her, but man, can she play, and it always comes out in her playing. So don't get it twisted, y'all. She is a fiery little person. And I'm so fortunate to have her in Sonic WallPaper, and we also have a trio together called Arc Tinnin. It's in the process of being developed, and Arco also has her own project. It was just called Sonic Asylum. Yes. So, gonna keep this art going. Somewhere behind me, yes, there she is. She's peeking out. Going up there. Okay. All right. This is Steffanie Christian. I met Steffanie, I think about almost 4.5 years ago. And yes, in North Carolina, where I'm from, born and raised. And we were doing a guitar festival. And she didn't know me from jump. And I liked the way she sang. I love the way she sings, y'all. And I just had my laptop with me, and I said very sweetly, I hope it was sweet, at the bar, a little aggressive. I can be a little aggressive. I grew up with 3 boys, so I'm the only girl. What you expect? I had to fight. So anyway, I said, hey, I got a bunch of tunes and I'm writing, and I was wondering if you would listen to them and check them out and if you would sing on them. And she said, okay. And I wasn't expecting her to just be so chill and say okay like that. I thought she was gonna be like, go away. And she didn't. And she actually listened to them that same day that I asked her at the bar. We just sat at the bar and listened to the tunes. And she was like, all right, I'm down. And ever since then, she's been a really great friend. I consider her one of my closest friends. And I don't know what I would do without her. So thanks. All righty. Let's go on over to the horn section. You see that young man smiling with that beard and that little shaved head? Oh man, those two together are troublemakers. Chris McBride, not to be confused with Christian McBride, is an amazing artist in his own right. I have known Chris since 2006, I believe, when I moved from North Carolina to Chicago to do my master's in music at Northern Illinois University. I will say this, Chris McBride made my life a lot easier in Northern. I appreciate you, brother. We have an experience where we drove in the snow on tour with Willem Delisfort and the Delisfort Project to Cincinnati. We packed everything on top of the Blazer. I was like, I drove up here with all my stuff on top of the Blazer. We're good. 2 hours into the drive, Willem's piano stand flew off with all the luggage on the interstate. And we had to back up and grab everything and put it in the car. And so it was like 6 band members in a Blazer, and we all were packed up in there like sardines, but we made it. And because of it, he will forever be a brother in my life. Moving right along to Corey Wallace on trombone. I met trombone. I met trombone shorty, but I'm talking about Corey Wallace. I met Corey at what's the name of the club that got refurbished, which is super duper old school? Mittens. Yeah, I met Corey at Mittens, and we had the whole lock sensation thing in common, and so that's how we broke the ice. I was in the big band. It was a big band on this little stage. I don't know how we did that. And since then, we have been friends, and Corey is also another amazing artist in his own right. He has his own project, so does Chris McBride. And thank you, Corey, for just being who you are. And everybody on this stage, mostly everybody on this stage, was in my old living room in Brooklyn when we wrote this music. We used to rehearse in my house before I even had any gigs. Because I was like, I'm not waiting on anybody to give me a gig. I'm just going to have gigs at my house. And we paid, and people paid to sit in the living room. And you already observed that on the video. So, I have 2 more people to mention, but I got to mention this young man right here who is a father, a beautiful husband, has an amazing wife. He has a set of twins and a young boy of the age of, how old is he now? He's 2. This, everyone, is Nimrod Speaks, and I've known Nimrod for about 9 years. And I met Nimrod at it was in Philly, at the Philadelphia Jazz Festival, I think, is when I first remember. I was playing with Tia Fuller, and you were gigging. And that's where all the happiness and the magic happened. And then I was like, man, I think Nimrod would sound great on this. And Nimrod sounds great, and he's my basis of choice because he plays upright and electric, both with equal talent and enthusiasm. Usually you find the bassists, they play one or the other very, very strong, but he's equally strong on both, and I appreciate that. So, I will not be able to go to bed tonight if I don't thank this young lady, Katty Rodriguez. I don't know where she's at, but she is the yin to my yang, the yang to my yin. When I'm up, she's down. When I'm down, she's up. We balance each other quite well, and I'm thankful for her because she pushes me every day, and she makes sure that I do things not just good, but better. Yeah. So I am thankful to have her as my partner in crime and my soon-to-be wife in May. Yep. If you didn't know I was gay, you know now. So, and Keon Harold Jr. is my bonus son, and I am so thankful to have this young man in my life because he's just a great little individual. Like he's amazing. He's a producer, a drummer. He plays bass. He works out with me if I make him work out with me. He's an amazing kid. He's only 14, and he has a bright future in front of him. And he was one of the interns tonight. Amelie, thank you for interning tonight. Izzy, thank you for interning tonight. They are all part of a program called Young at Arts, which I think is a very important program here at Christ Church, Bronx, New York. So please support live music. Please keep it going, even through COVID. And let's keep it moving. Y'all ready? Yeah. Great.
I mean, reach for that sky. If you try, you'll fly high.
Learn your skills to make them real. Ask the teacher for that help. You're allowed to ask questions to improve yourself.
I'm allowed to ask questions to improve myself. I ain't never asked a question in my life. I don't know if I could ask the right thing. I don't know what I even really mean. If once isn't enough, ask again. Study those letters. Try again. Just try again.
If once isn't enough,
try again.
Ask again. Study those letters. Try again. Try again.
reduce it in pain. So get yourself out the gutter and look to God who heals all things. So get up and stomp your feet now. So get up no matter how you feel. So get up and do your dance now. So get up no matter how you feel. There's no weight on your shoulders. The light of you is revealed. Your heart won't hurt any longer. Beautiful, your heart has been healed. There's no time to wonder if you're gonna make it real. Don't let your heart sit and wonder. Beautiful, your heart has been healed. So get up and stomp your feet now. So get up no matter how you feel. So get up and do your dance now. So get up no matter how you feel. up, get up. Get up, 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 get up.